Dear viewers, in continuation to my previously uploaded lecture, part 1 on topic of painting system, I am going to upload now part 2 on same topic. In slide number 1, as usually, I am introducing myself with the request to please subscribe my channel, like my channel and share my channel to as many as engineers in your contact, so that these engineers can also get some practical and technical knowledge from my lectures. So I'll be thankful to you if you subscribe my channel, like my channel and share my channel to as many as engineers in your contact. Thank you very much. Dear viewers, now we are going to discuss about the definition of paint in my slide number 2. Paint is defined as the mixture of pigment and some liquid like oil, water, etc. to form a coating, and a layer is called the paint. When the mixture of pigment and any liquid is applied and spread on a surface, it forms a film after it's solidified, which is called the paint. Flat paint has no shine, while high gloss paint is all shine, and the rest of the spectrum includes matte, eggshell, satin, and semi-gloss paints. So this is the brief description and definition of the paint. So we will go for slide number 3 now. Thank you very much. Now we are going to discuss about the uses and functions of paints. Use of paint is a material of mixture that when applied to a solid material or surface and allowed to dry adds a film like a layer. Paint can be made in many colors and types. Most paints are either oil based or water based, and each has distinct characteristics. Paint is used to protect all sorts of buildings and structure from the effects of water and sun and weather conditions. Wood buildings, such as usually painted because of a coat of paint, prevents water seeping into the wood and makes it rot. The paint also helps to prevent the wood from drying out in hot sun. Now we have discussed about the uses of paint. Now we are going to discuss in brief again about the functions of paint. The functionalities of paint is protection, environmental properties, fixation, modification, or surface properties, decoration, and also some communication sort of things. Paint serves both functional and aesthetic purposes. Paints creates a protective barrier that shields from UV rays, means the ultraviolet rays, direct and pollutants. This helps prevent rust, corrosion, mold, and degradation of materials like wood, metal, and concrete. Paint improves the appearance of surfaces by color, texture, and finishes. The durability of the paint is that it creates long life of materials and surfaces, reducing wear and tear, and helps to withstand harsh conditions also. Functionality of the paint is that some paints provide specific functions, benefits such as anti-slip coating, fire retardants, or heat resistant finishes. So these are some of the functions which I discussed with you of the painting. Thank you very much. Dear viewers, now we will discuss about the methodology of application of paints in slide number 4. The methodology on different surfaces is different. It depends upon the specific characters of each surface. We will overview few common surfaces like the painting on new wood. There are some the steps to be taken care of. Number 1, surface preparation. Number 2, priming. Number 3rd is sanding. Number 4th, undercoating. Number 5th, stopping, and then it comes to knotting. So we will discuss one by one all of these. Surface preparation. Sand the surface to a smooth finish and remove dust. Fill any cracks or holes with wood filler. Priming. What is priming? Apply a wood primer to prevent absorption of paint and to seal any knots in the wood. Sanding. Then we come to the sanding. Entire surface to be sanded with either emery paper or emery stone to bring the surface to smooth. Undercoating. Apply a thin coat of paint which is called undercoating. Stopping. After filling all the pores, holes and all that, now fill up nails, holes, dents, cracks, etc. Apply putty, and when it dries, entire surface is to be rubbed with glass paper. The process is called stopping. Knotting is defined as knots are where branches grow from the main trunk to the branches in most of the trees. Apply paints to the knots area first. Let it absorb, then repeat several times. Then finish the board. Knots prevents in wood may eject resin from wood. So knots are either removed or covered. Final coat is to be applied. This is the 3rd or 4th coat, and this is after the primer, undercoat, and then the final coat comes. Enough time is to be kept for each and every coat to dry it properly. Thank you very much. Dear engineers and other viewers, regarding the painting to the freshly plastered surfaces, this is slide number 5. After the completion of plaster, it should be cured for minimum 7 days and to be left for drying after the curing period is over. To start with painting, new plastered surface to be entirely thoroughly checked for zero presence of moisture. To detect the moisture, there is an instrument to be used to find out how much moisture is contaminated in plaster. If painting is done in moisture plaster, adhesion problem may create. So always try to completely dry up the plaster surface so that there should not be any problem. Now we will go for the preparation of the surface. Ensure the plaster surface is free of dust, dirt or debris. Use a damp, strong sponge or cloths to wipe the surface gently and allow it to dry completely. Lightly sand the surface to remove any rough area or imperfections. Make sure the surface is smooth but not too glossy. Once sanding is completed, remove any dust from the surface using the soft brush or jute or something like that. Apply a mist coat, which is called the first coat of the painting. A mist coat is very thin coat, watered down a layer of paint that helps seal the porous plaster and allows for the better adhesion of the subsequent coats. Apply a thin mist coat to seal the porous surfaces to help adhesion of subsequent coats. This is very important. That's why I have repeated. Allow the mist coat to dry completely. Apply second coat or normal coat. Once the mist coat is dried, begin applying the main coat and of the paint. In each layer of either water-borne or oil-borne paint, stir the paint thoroughly and if necessary dilute it slightly with water in waterborne paints and mix oil in additive in oil paints. Using a roller or paintbrush, apply the first coat and paint evenly over the entire surface. Let the first coat to dry and allow the second coat to start. Apply additional coats if required as per the surface and or as per the requirement. Ensure that the room is well ventilated. Avoid painting to excess humidity, humid conditions, or when it is too cold, as this can affect the drying period. When working with fresh plaster, it's important not to apply heavy coats on paints. So all these precautions are taken. Main precaution is that the plaster surface to be dried. Thank you very much. Viewers, in slide number 6, we will discuss about the painting on metallic surfaces. So we will discuss only two surfaces like painting on galvanized iron and new iron surfaces. So number 1, we will discuss about the painting on galvanized iron surfaces. The preparation, how to preparation of surface is done. Entire surface to be cleaned and to remove any dirt, grease or contaminations by degreaser or mild alkaline solution, followed by a thorough rinse which cleans the water. Allow the surface to dry. Now number 2 is priming. Apply a galvanized matter primer that helps bind paint to zinc. Application. Use a brush, roller or preferably spray for even application of the paint on metallic surfaces. Drying. Drying. Allow the primer to dry fully, which typically takes several hours. Painting is to be done now. Use acrylic, latex paint, epoxy or polyurethane based paints which are known to adhere well to the primed galvanized surfaces. Apply thin coat only. Apply the paint in thin coat because it allows the coat to dry completely before applying next coat. It takes several hours, maybe 5 hours or something like that. Curing, do the curing to the surface so that all the dust and everything to be removed. So then we come to the painting of new iron and steel surfaces. Same way we are going to discuss about the surface preparation. These surfaces includes painting on either galvanized or surfaces of new iron surfaces. Remove the dust, dirt and grease for rust as we did in the galvanized surfaces. Use sandpaper or wire brush followed by the rust inhibiting treatments. Priming is to be done. Apply an anti-corrosive primer to prevent rust and to improve the paint adhesion. Painting is to be done now. Use oil-based or specialized metal paints as these provide durability and resistance to the environmental conditions. Apply in thin layer coats. Allow each layer to dry before applying another coat. So all these precautions are to be taken for the galvanized surfaces and new iron surfaces. Thank you very much. Number 7, we'll discuss about the painting on dry wall surfaces. In same methodologies are to be applied on each and every surface. So number one in every surface is to be surface preparation like that we are going to discuss in painting of drywall surfaces. So surface preparation is to be done, patch any holes or cracks and sand for a smooth finish. Wipe down to remove the dust. Priming. Apply a dry primer to prevent uneven paint absorption. Now the paint is to be started. Use interior wall paints, typical latex based or durability and ease of maintenance. Apply two more coats as needed. Each of these steps ensures that the paint adheres well, lasts longer, and provides an attractive finish appropriate for the material. So this is a simple way to paint the dry wall surfaces. Thank you very much. There are so many more surfaces to be discussed for the painting, but we have discussed only few of them. Now we are in slide number 8 and we will discuss about the methodology of painting epoxy coating on floors. Epoxy floor paints are durable resin-based paints with two components combined before application. Epoxy paint is available in three forms: high solid, solvent based, or water based. A high solid coating is one or two binders, pigments, and additives. Lower percentage of volatile organic compounds. Solvent based epoxy works on the same principle as water based, adding extra substances that must evaporate. Adding solvents to the epoxy has a more modest effect on its strength and is also more resistant to the petroleum contaminations in concrete. Water based epoxy uh, products a surface covering film resistance to the water and chemicals, has excellent acid resistance, solvent resistance, oil resistance, and gasoline resistance. It also has the best impact absorbance and scuff resistance of any epoxies. Now we will go for the surface preparation. Clean the floor, sweep, vacuum, or use a pressure washer to remove all dirt, dust, and debris. Remove grease and oil. Then go for the repair damages areas. Patch any cracks, holes, or implement or imperfections in floors. Create a rough texture with an acid or with grinder or better adhesion of the epoxy to the floor. We are going to take the following guidelines for the safety throughout the resin. The floor will with water to neutralize the acid and allow the surface to completely dry. Mixing, how to mix the epoxy resin and hardener. Resin and hardener must be mixed thoroughly to activate the chemical reaction that causes the epoxy to harden so that the mixture is homogeneous. Apply the primer. Use a roller or brush to apply the primer. Ensure complete coverage of the floor is done. Allow to dry it completely so that you can start the the painting application of the epoxy paint from the edges. Use a brush or apply epoxy around the edge and corner of the floors. You apply the second coat if necessary. Apply a second coat is repeated and the same process as for the first coat is to be adopted. Ensure the even coverage and smooth application is done. Let the epoxy to dry for 12 to 24 hours. Then the final coat is to be applied. Precautions. What precautions you have to take is that temperature and humidity. About the temperature and humidity, epoxy should be applied in a well ventilated areas. Safety precautions, water gloves, wear gloves, goggles and mask to protect yourself from fumes and accidental skin contact. Ensure the area is well ventilated. Test the surface. If if you are unsure about the condition of the floor, for example whether it is too porous or uneven, test the epoxy on a small section first to ensure it adheres properly. So actually what is happening is that I am uploading the PowerPoint slides, as well as I am writing myself the notes and reading for you. Maybe I am not perfectly reading, so my apologies for that. I hope that you will accept my apologies, and I request you once again to please go through my slides, as well as listen to uh, my text which I am reading for you. Thank you very much. Dear viewers, I have tried my best to transfer my little knowledge to you about each and every section of construction of building, for which I am going to upload the lectures on different topics from time to time. The painting system is the lecture on painting system is over now. Now I am going to start and making the other lecture. Maybe by the next week I will upload the same. I am thankful to each and every viewers who subscribes my channel, because it is very important for me and for you also, so that you can get the next lecture on your subscription. Especially for the engineers, I request them to please go through all the slides and go through my broken and unsatisfactory speech, so that you can get the engineers, you can get some knowledge of practical knowledge and technical knowledge from my lectures. I request you engineers to please comment on my lectures, and if there is any query, any question, you are feel free to call me on my telephone number in Karachi 923331214046, and you can write to me on my Gmail ID as ghabidi Abidi @gmail.com. I will repeat, ghabidi@gmail.com. So finally, I'll request you. First of all, I will thankful to you, everyone, every viewer, every engineer, the architects, the contractor, the project management company, and the consultants, that they patiently listened to me and went through my slides. Finally, I'll request once again to please subscribe my channel, for which in slide number 10 you can see the link of my YouTube channel. Please subscribe it. I'll be thankful to you for that. Thank you very much.